I recently was looking through my phone on Instagram, and one of those reels that we scrolled through, one of them came up and said, "Before you pray, believe." And that was very impactful because how often do we come to prayer, we come to God asking Him for something, asking Him for a miracle, and inside of our hearts, we're not actually believing. There's some little doubt. Can God really do this? But because I am programmed that I have to go to God and pray, I just come and pray, but I don't come to God having the faith and believing that God can do it. One of my favorite Bible stories is found in the book of Mark, chapter 5. In verses 27, the woman who was afflicted with a blood flow for years, the Bible says, when she heard about Jesus, she came behind him in the crowd and touched his garment. For she said, "If only I may touch his clothes, I shall be made well." Immediately, the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of the affliction. Verse 33, but the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth. And he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction." It is so powerful, this story, because this story doesn't tell us that this woman went and prayed first, or she had this long section of fasting and praying. And what the Bible is telling with the story is that she believed and she took action. I would have loved to be present to see this act, because all she did in her heart, she believed. She heard about Jesus. She knew who he was. She knew in her heart that he had the power to heal her and make her whole and clean. And she sprung into action. And as we know, she touched only the edge of his garments. The other gospels say that Jesus felt virtue coming out of him, and he came to a complete halt. And he turns around and he says, "Who touched me?" And I love what Mark says, that the woman was afraid. She was trembling because she had never had an encounter with Jesus one-on-one. She didn't know what was going to be his reaction. And all she did was believe that he can do that miracle that she needed so much. She believed, went and touched him. And I love the reply of Jesus. In the midst of her fears, in the midst of her trembling, in her midst of her uncertainty, what Jesus did was call her daughter. That's right, you and I are a son and a daughter of God. Because we are God's children, we can come to him boldly in prayer, asking him, believing, having faith that he is going to answer according to his will. So I want to encourage you, whatever affliction you're going through, whatever trials or tribulation, whatever problem, go to Jesus, go to him in prayer. But before you go, believe it in your heart that Jesus answers prayers. God bless you.